I'm 98 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that will probably make you uncomfortable. Everything you think you know about retirement is a lie. And the people who sold you that lie, they're the same ones who are supposed to be preparing you for it. Your financial advisors, your company's human resources department, even your own family. They told you to work hard for 40 years, save your money, and then you'll finally be free to enjoy life. Well, I did exactly that. I retired at 65, 33 years ago. And what I discovered in those 3 decades since I stopped working has fundamentally changed everything I thought I knew about life, purpose, and what it means to grow old in this world. Before I share these 7 hard truths with me, I need you to understand something. I'm not making this video to scare you or to make you feel bad about your choices. I'm making this because I have maybe 1 year left, maybe 2 if I'm lucky, and there are things that need to be said before I'm gone. Things that nobody told me when I was your age. Things that could have saved me years of confusion, loneliness, and regret. When I retired at 65, I thought I had it all figured out. I had worked for the same company for 42 years. Started right out of college at 23, worked my way up to regional manager, put in the hours, sacrificed the weekends, missed the family dinners. But it was all worth it, right? Because at the end of that rainbow was retirement. Freedom. The golden years. That's what they called it. Golden. I had saved diligently, had a decent pension, owned my house outright. My retirement party was beautiful. Everyone said such nice things about my dedication, my work ethic, my contributions to the company. I went home that night feeling accomplished, feeling like I had won. The first truth hit me about 6 months later. Nobody prepares you for the identity crisis that comes when you stop working. For 42 years, when someone asked me who I was, I had an answer. I was a manager. I worked at the company. I had a title, a purpose, a reason to get up every morning. Then suddenly, at 65, all of that disappeared overnight. And I didn't know who I was anymore. I would wake up, and for those first few seconds, I'd forget I was retired. I'd start planning my day, thinking about meetings and deadlines. Then reality would hit. There were no meetings, no deadlines, no reason to put on a suit, no reason to leave the house at all if I didn't want to. People say that sounds like freedom, and maybe it is, but let me tell you, it's terrifying. Because if you spend your entire life defining yourself by what you do, what happens when you stop doing it? Who are you then? I spent the first 2 years of retirement feeling lost. My wife would ask me what I wanted to do that day, and I honestly didn't know. I'd putter around the house, watch television, read the newspaper, wait for something to happen, wait for life to feel meaningful again. But nothing happened, because I had built my entire identity around work, and without it, I was nobody. I was just an old man taking up space. The second truth is even harder. Your coworkers were never really your friends. I learned this the hard way. During my 42 years at the company, I thought I had built genuine relationships. There were people I saw every single day. We had lunch together, shared office gossip, celebrated birthdays. When I retired, I truly believed these relationships would continue. They didn't. Within the first year, the phone calls stopped. The invitations dried up. I'd reach out to former colleagues, suggest getting coffee, catching up. They'd say yes, we should do that, and then nothing would happen. At first, I thought maybe they were busy. Then I realized the truth. We were never really friends. We were just people who happened to occupy the same space for 8 hours a day. Once I was no longer in that space, I no longer existed to them. I had one particular colleague, spent nearly 20 years working in the same department with him. We thought we were close, talked about our families, our problems, our dreams. When I retired, he promised to stay in touch, promised we'd play golf, grab lunch, all of that. I called him maybe 6 times that first year. He was always busy, always had something else going on. Eventually, I stopped calling. I haven't spoken to him in probably 20 years now. And you know what the worst part is? I don't think he even notices. The third truth is something nobody wants to admit. Retirement doesn't make you happy. It just reveals whether you were happy to begin with. I thought all my stress, all my dissatisfaction with life was because of work. I told myself that once I retired, once I had time to do what I wanted, everything would be better. But when you remove work from the equation and you're still unhappy, you have to face a harder question. Maybe the problem wasn't the job. Maybe the problem was me. Maybe I had spent so many years blaming my unhappiness on external circumstances that I never bothered to look inward, never bothered to figure out what actually brought me joy. My wife figured this out faster than I did. She had retired 2 years before me. She told me that retirement was going to be an adjustment, that it would take time to find my rhythm. But I didn't listen. I thought she was just being pessimistic. Turns out she was right. It took me almost 5 years to stop feeling like I was waiting for my real life to start. 5 years to realize that this was my real life, and if I wanted it to mean something, I had to make it mean something. Nobody was going to do that for me. The fourth truth is about time. When you're working, you dream about having more time to travel, to pursue hobbies, to see family. Then you retire, and suddenly you have all the time in the world. And you know what happens? Time becomes your enemy. Because when you have too much time, it stops feeling valuable. Days blend together. You tell yourself you'll start that project tomorrow because you have endless tomorrows. Except you don't. I've been retired for 33 years. That sounds like a lot of time, but I can barely remember most of it. You know why? Because I wasted so much of it waiting for the right moment to travel, waiting until I felt more energetic to start that hobby, waiting for someone else to make plans that I could join. All that time I dreamed about when I was working, I squandered it because I didn't understand its value. My biggest regret is not traveling more in those first 10 years after retirement. My wife and I, we had dreams of seeing the world, Europe, Asia, South America. We had the money saved, we had the time, but we kept putting it off. Next year, we said, when the weather is better, when flights are cheaper, when we feel more prepared. Then my wife got sick. She was 74, cancer. She fought for 3 years, but it took everything from her. She died at 77. And all those trips we planned, we never took a single one. Now I'm 98 and I can barely walk to the mailbox, let alone get on a plane. Those dreams died with her. The fifth truth is about relationships. The people you love won't stay healthy forever, and neither will you. When you're young, when you're working, you assume your parents, your spouse, your siblings will always be there. Then you retire, and you start watching people disappear. My father died 6 years after I retired. He was 87. My mother followed 2 years later at 83. My older brother made it to 79. My younger sister to 82. My wife, as I mentioned, was 77. And then there are the friends, the neighbors, the people you thought would be there forever. They're gone. All of them. I'm 98 years old, and I'm the last one left. My entire generation is gone. Every person I grew up with, went to school with, worked with, they're all dead. The loneliness of outliving everyone you ever cared about is something nobody prepares you for. You can't prepare for it. You just have to live through it. And let me tell you, it's excruciating. I have children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I love them, but it's not the same. They have their own lives, their own problems. I'm not the center of their world, nor should I be. But that means I spend most of my days alone, sitting in a house filled with memories of people who aren't here anymore. The sixth truth is physical. Your body will betray you, and it happens faster than you think. At 65, I felt pretty good. Sure, my knees weren't great, and I got tired more easily, but overall, I felt capable. I thought I had at least 20 good years ahead of me. Maybe I did. But those years go by fast. By 75, I needed reading glasses. By 80, I needed a cane. By 85, I couldn't drive anymore. Lost my license after a minor accident. By 90, I needed help with basic tasks. Getting dressed, preparing meals, managing medications. Now, at 98, I'm completely dependent on others. I have a caretaker who comes every day. My daughter checks in on me constantly. I can't do anything for myself anymore, and the worst part is watching it happen. Watching yourself become less capable, less independent, less yourself with each passing year. People talk about aging gracefully. There's nothing graceful about it. It's humiliating. It's frustrating. It's watching everything you took for granted slowly slip away until you're just a shell of who you used to be. I used to play tennis, used to garden, used to build furniture in my workshop. Now I can barely hold a book steady enough to read. My hands shake. My vision is failing. My hearing is almost gone. This is what the golden years look like when you're actually living them. The seventh truth, and this is the one that haunts me most, is that you will run out of time before you run out of things you wanted to do. I had lists of books I wanted to read, places I wanted to see, skills I wanted to learn, projects I wanted to complete. I thought retirement would give me time to do all of it. But here's what nobody tells you. Even if you live to 98, even if you're one of the lucky ones who makes it this far, you will not have enough time. Because the time you have isn't all useful time. The first few years, you're adjusting. The middle years, life gets in the way. Health issues, family obligations, unexpected setbacks. And the final years, you're too old, too tired, too limited by your body to do much of anything. Out of 33 years of retirement, I'd say I had maybe 10 or 12 truly good years where I was healthy enough and motivated enough to actually pursue the things I cared about. And I wasted most of those years being cautious, being lazy, telling myself I had more time. If I could go back and talk to my 65-year-old self on that retirement day, here's what I would say. Your identity is not your job. Start figuring out who you are beyond your title right now before you retire. Don't wait. Those work friends, they're going to disappear. Invest in real relationships now. People who know you as a person, not as a colleague. Happiness is your responsibility. Retirement won't fix what's broken inside you. Do that work now. Don't wait until you have free time. You think you'll be more motivated later. You won't. Time is more valuable when you have less of it. Don't waste your healthy years being lazy or scared. Travel now. Take risks now. Start that project now. Your health will fail. Everyone's does. Don't assume you have 20 good years. You might have 5. Use them. Tell the people you love that you love them. Spend time with them. Real time, not just holidays and obligations. They won't be here forever. Neither will you. And finally, live like your time is limited, because it is. Every single day you wake up, you're closer to the end. That's not morbid. That's reality. I'm 98 years old. Statistically, I should already be dead. The average life expectancy when I was born was around 63. I've outlived that by 35 years. And while part of me is grateful for the extra time, another part of me wonders what I did with it. Did I make it count? Did I live fully? Or did I just exist for an extra few decades, going through the motions, waiting for something that never came? If you're watching this and you're still working, still young enough to make different choices, please hear me. Don't make the mistakes I made. Don't wait for retirement to start living. Don't assume you'll have time later. Don't put off the things that matter, because retirement isn't the beginning of your life. It's the beginning of the end. And how you spend those years depends entirely on the choices you make right now, today, while you still have your health, your energy, and your time. I'm making this video because I'm running out of time, and I need someone to hear this, someone to learn from my mistakes, someone to live differently than I did. Share this if it resonates. Leave a comment telling me what you're going to change. Subscribe, because I might have 1 or 2 more videos in me before I'm gone. The clock is ticking for all of us. What are you going to do with your time?